Hey everybody, it's kind of late after work. Sorry about that, kind of dark. But wanted to talk about something because I got asked a lot of questions by somebody at work today because I did have worked in nuclear physics before. What's the big deal about nuclear weapons and why are we worried about them? Because they're really big explosive devices. Okay, that's really it. They release a massive amount of energy in a very short period of time, makes them very dangerous. Now, in the 1940s, we dropped two of them in anger. One was a plutonium bomb, one was a uranium bomb. We tested a bunch of them not a bunch of them, we tested one out in New Mexico, um, which was a plutonium device. The world's first uranium bomb was actually tested in Japan. Those things are so easy to make. If you have the material, you give me two good grad students, I could have it put together in a weekend. They're that easy to build. The trouble is getting that material. That's where refining material comes in. That's where big centrifuges come in. It's hard to get the material. Now, plutonium bombs, by the 1940 standards, were shockingly difficult to build. It was very hard to get the material. Now, it's not as hard to get the material from plutonium because it actually exists in the waste product from nuclear reactors. There's a lot of other stuff in there too. It's not pure plutonium. There's a lot of other things in there. But you can be two good grad students in a couple of days with it, people that understand actinide chemistry. We can pull that stuff out, no problem at all. Now, building it's a little tougher. You have to have implosion devices. You have to get the timing right. And that was shockingly difficult by 1940 standards, not nearly as tough today. Now, why am I telling you this? Well, quite frankly, there's a lot of stuff in the news off and on about nukes. And when I first started studying it, some of these things kind of freaked me out. So I wrote a book called The Last World War. It's on Amazon. A bunch of you have read it. It's pretty good if you want to check it out. But that book was kind of based on the premise of what happens if a rogue nation gets those weapons and wants to deliver them. Well, you don't have to have the infrastructure you had in the 1940s. You don't have to have ICBMs. You don't have to have bombers. You can FedEx one of the things. They're not that big. They're not nearly as big as they once were. With modern tech, you can get them down pretty small. You could literally FedEx one of the things. So, the arguments over nuclear material this, nuclear material that, long-range missiles this, long-range missiles that, I don't know how good they are, how bad they are, especially the long-range missile part. I think that part's sort of outdated tech. Now, material-wise, you got to keep that material under control before people start building these things. Like I said, by today's standards for technology, they ain't tough to build. Sorry to tell you that. But anyway, check out my book, Last World War. Talk to you soon.